I'm sorry, and good afternoon to everybody, but I make a short introduction to this meeting in Spanish. But you know quite well, our distinguished visitors know quite well Professor Manchao, so I could speak in Spanish for the other people that doesn't know. Bueno, tenemos un alto honor de tener aquí al profesor Manchao, que es un miembro de la Academia Nacional de Ciencias de China, distinguido profesional, científico, investigador, autor de numerosos trabajos, responsable de una cantidad de tareas muy importantes en China, y creo que esto es una oportunidad para fortalecer los vínculos que tenemos con la comunidad china. Estaba diciendo, we are saying a moment ago to Professor Manchao that the Academy of Engineering has an agreement with the National Academy of Engineering of China. Now he will have another link with the Academy of Science in China. So it's another strong link between both communities. Quite different in size, but we have a lot of reasons to be close to the China, in which the country that has a future so important for our world. Así que vuelvo al español para darle lugar al ingeniero Rocca que presente formalmente al ingeniero Manchao y después darle lugar a su presentación. So, Professor Rocca will make your presentation and then you will have your time for your presentation.
Buenas tardes a todos. Good afternoon to everyone. First of all, I should mention that my presentation will be in Spanish, but I have informed to our guests about the content of it. Señor Presidente de la Academia, señores miembros de la mesa directiva, señores académicos, señores invitados. Es un honor para mí tener la posibilidad de presentarle al profesor Manchao HE, que ha sido designado como miembro correspondiente en China. El profesor Manchao HE estudió en la Shanghai College entre 1978 y 1981 y se doctoró en 1989 en la China University of Mining and Technology de Beijing. Tiene un doctorado honorario de la Universidad de Mons en Bélgica. Ha desarrollado su tarea universitaria en la misma universidad donde se doctoró, donde alcanzó la máxima posición de profesor. Actualmente es miembro de la Academia de Ciencias de China. Dirige el Laboratorio de Geomecánica y de Ingeniería de Túneles Profundos de Beijing. En ese laboratorio se investigan temas relacionados con deformaciones de rocas blandas, tecnología minera, deslizamientos, análisis de fallas activas y monitoreo y control y mitigación de macizos rocosos. He de señalar que al profesor Manchao HE le han encargado o le han encomendado la tarea de desarrollar la tecnología para extraer carbón a alta profundidad y le han asignado unas 170 minas de carbón para que continúe su desarrollo. El profesor Manchao HE es autor de más de 10 libros y más de 190 publicaciones en journals internacionales y tiene un muy buen récord de citas académicas. Ha recibido numerosos premios y distinciones, así como patentes por sus desarrollos tecnológicos. También ha sido muy exitoso en desarrollar la tecnología para mitigar deformaciones en túneles profundos, especialmente el estallido de rocas, en donde la masa del túnel se desprende violentamente debido a variaciones tensionales. A tal fin, ha podido materializar el concepto de Negative Boson Bolt, en donde un anclaje usado para sostener túneles, al estirarse aumenta la sección en lugar de reducirse, es totalmente, ya lo voy a explicar, es totalmente diferente a nuestra, digamos, primera impresión cuando se trata de este tema. En la literatura mundial se lo conoce como G-Ball y es usado en numerosos proyectos. Finalmente, he de destacar la labor dirigencial del profesor He, quien es el líder de la Sociedad China de Mecánica de Rocas e Ingeniería de Rocas. Esta sociedad nacional es la más importante del mundo dentro de este ámbito. La sociedad mundial se ha preocupado en colaborar con las nuevas generaciones de ingenieros, presidiendo el Early Career Forum, que es un ámbito en donde se apoya económicamente a la gente que recién se inicia. Para poder cumplimentarlo, ha sabido obtener los recursos económicos para sostener esta actividad. Por esas razones, por su bonomía y su disposición, hemos considerado que reúne las condiciones necesarias para que nos represente dentro de China y no dudamos que colaborará en la actividad de nuestra academia en donde la presencia suya sea necesaria. I would like to invite to Professor Vardé to give the medal and the diploma.
This is the diploma formalizing your participation in our academy, and the medal. Thank you. Now it's your time.
Ladies and gentlemen, today it's my honor to have a medal to become the new member of Argentina State Academy of Engineering. So it's a glorious event in my life. So thank you very much. And we just have a talk with the President, Oscar. And I understand that the Oscar have the same background of geology, engineering geology with me. And I think the engineering geology is the basis, is the fundamental for rock mechanics, especially for research of weak rock. And Oscar is authority to study weak rock for many years. But me, studying the weak rock, in China we call the weak rock, the soft rock, for 30 years. So we have the same background. Yeah. Anyway, I should start my presentation. What I'm going to talk is about the latest progress of soft rock. Several parts will be included in my presentation. Firstly, say something about motivation. You know that the weak rock or soft rock is a product of a geological history. And in China, the map shows that the China have a very complicated background of tectonics. In the south part of China, here, the India plate give a bigger push to the China Himalayas areas. So those areas very active. And in the east part of China, we encountered the Pacific plate to give a big push. So very complicated for the background of tectonics. This is just a brief idea for the China. And due to those complicated background, so in China, we have mining, especially coal mining, to support the energy in China. In energy figuration, the coal mine takes about 6 to the ratio energy of total energy. So it's a very big number. And during the deep mining, the very large deformation for the roadways. You can see the very large deformation, the lifting, and sometimes large deformation and then collapse. So very large deformation induced by the dynamic pressure. You know that the mining occurred every day. So the dynamic pressure to give us surroundings of roadways. So large deformation happened. And in China, a lot of engineer constructions about the traffic engineer. So the squeezing encountered. Here we give case one. This is France. We have a similar phenomenon happened in the photo in the France. Similarly, we said the squeezing happened in China, Muzai tunnel. You can see very large deformation and then collapse. So this is Lanzhou Chongqing Railway in China. So this is squeezing case 3. You see this is another squeezing case. You can see accident here. The large deformation gives a very big pressure, and just pillar to support the large deformation. And this case happened in the deep mining. The depth is about more than 1,000. In China, the deepest coal mine is about 1,500 meters. You can imagine that very large ground pressure and a very large deformation happening. So, secondly, we showed a lot of photos. It's closer to the practice in China. And what we learn from those practices, from those photos, I think firstly is a very large deformation is a core problem in the weak rock or in soft rock engineering. And several points we should study it. Firstly, the definition of a classification, especially the definition of a soft rock. What is the soft rock? So secondly, mechanism is very important. The third, what is the nature of the failure? And finally, our purposes, why we research the soft rock. Our purposes is how to control the large deformation, to make the tunnel stable. So this is several things we concerned. So firstly, we introduce some studies about in China about the definition and the classification. You can see so many terms, so many definitions in China. There's also in the foreign countries. The weak rock, there's so many names related to the soft rock. Weak rock, soft rock, weather rock, the intense fracture rock, that means a very broken rock to have a very large deformation. And the poor rock and the cobblers like rocks. So many definitions, so many terms related to the soft rock. But we want to mention is that the definition by International Society for Rock Mechanics in 1990. In 1990, the definition says that soft rock is a group of geotechnical material for which the uniaxial compressive strength first within the range of 0.5 to 25 megapascal. That means, according to the strength, if the rock less than 25 megapascal is a soft rock, so generally. And if we use this term, you use this definition in the practice, we are going to find some problems. First problem, if we meet the rock here, the strength is about 10 megapascal. Of course, it's a soft rock, but the location is very shallow. Maybe it's 100 meters. So the strength is about 10 megapascal, but the pressure is about 4 megapascal. But still, it's much less than the strength. So the steel is elastic, not large deformations, plastic. So if we encounter, we deal with that to be the soft rock, that's a problem. So hard to say. So the problem with one, if a sigma C less than 25 megapascal is possible to be hard rock, if the stress level of the engineer rock is much lower than sigma C. This is the first question. And the second, if sigma C larger than 25 megapascal, for example here, the sigma C is about 30 megapascal. And sigma 1, the sigma stress is level here, so 1,000 meters deep. So the pressure is about 40 megapascal. So much larger than the sigma C. So very large deformation happened. So according to the definition of LSM, this is a hard rock. It's not the soft rock, but still large deformation. It's to show the behavior of the soft rock or behavior of a big rock. So this is a contradiction. So if we use it, so there is little importance for the definition of soft rock without comparing with engineering rock level. So we should consider not only the strength, but also the engineering load. So this is a key point. And in 1991, for the purposes of studies in the engineering practice, we gave a definition. The definition said that soft rock is a kind of rock mass which can have large plastic deformation when subject to the stress level induced by underground execution. In this definition, we stress that the strength, not only the strength, but also the stress level induced by the execution. And also the interaction between strength and the stress level. The interaction result is the large plastic deformation. That's very important. So we give a criterion of engineering soft rock, just the two formulas. First one is a sigma. The stress is larger than the strength. The deformation larger than the designed acceptable deformation. So if our rock surroundings fitting for two conditions together, that is a big rock, that is a soft rock. So this is our idea. We use this definitions in our practice. So this is the first. And according to the characteristic of the plastic deformation, and we divided the soft rock into several types. The first type is a swelling rock related to the many clay minerals. Clay minerals, a large clay content within those type of soft rock. And also those type of swelling soft rock, the sigma C is less than 25. So here is a fitting for the RSM definitions. Another type is a high stressed soft rock, just like the squeezing rock. And if some types of rock larger than 25 still have a large deformation, the condition is that the very high stress larger than 25 megapascal stress. So this type of we always call it high stress soft rock, and also similar with the squeezing soft rock. So the third type is a jointed soft rock. That means very broken. Maybe it's some very broken. The plastic deformation induced by the broken planes, joints. So this is the third. So generally speaking, all of the types of rock soft rock can be divided into three simple types: swelling S type, swelling high stress soft rock, swelling soft rock, and a jointed soft rock. And then what we encountered in the practice always combined the soft rock. What's the combined types? HJ, HS, HS. So those simple combination. So this is a classification for soft rock in China. Another part we concerned is about the mechanics of a large deformation of soft rock. So for studied the mechanics of soft rock, we developed a lot of testing system, and then give a result. From the result analysis, we try to understand what mechanics in soft rock. So firstly, the first mechanism is the large deformation of soft rock is due to the water softening. So those equipment study the interaction between soft rock and the water. So this is a curves shows the testing result, and the strength reduction induced by the water softening. You can see this is the water content, and those tabs is for sand rock, sandstone. This is for tilled, and this is for shear and mud rock. So very clearly, but this is a water content with a time, and become more and more for the absorption of the quantity to show the interaction between the water and the soft rock. So the result is that the sigma C, the strength, is going rise with the time, with the content of the water, with the moisture, and also elastic modulus. I think that this is a common knowledge, and we use this equipment to research something about it. And the second large deformation, the second reasons to induce the large deformation is a temperature soft. Why we studied in China, the deepest coma is about the 1,500. It's the deepest one in the world. Another same depth coma is in the German, but now it's stopped. It's stopped last year. And in China, the deepest coma, we just mentioned 1,500 meters, still working now. And temperature, this is temperature, we give the temperature pressure coupling testing in this equipment. And this is the result. With the temperature increasing, the modulus and the strength going down. So this is another result. The third mechanism we studied is about the structure effect in large deformation for soft rock. We created this testing system. And this is the infrared detection when we do the test for physical modeling. You see, we give a different structure. This is this binding is horizontal. Maybe we give another different orientation for different models to see the structure orientation effect to give the different deformation. So this is a testing result. You can know that this is an angle, the different orientation, to show the different the surroundings strength. So this is another is a different binding and a different mode. So this is a horizontal. For horizontal bindings. And first, we pay attention to where is the first failure. So first failure is the two side walls. Let's say the 80-degree dipping angle. You can see clearly the 80 degree very close to the horizontal, but the failure mode is much different. For the horizontal, always occur failure here, but for the 8 dipping angle strut, the failure is the top, not the side wall. So this is very important to understand the structure effect. And also the 30 dipping angle. You can see in here, realization. But the two side wall looks stable. And what's about the 45? The 45 degree, you should similar with that, but here, the side wall have a failure. So this is different. Why we studied, we should have a very appropriate the support. Where is the key part? So where is the key point? The key point always the failure first, and then induce the neighbor part failure. So if we support the key part stable, the neighbor part also stable. So that's what we want to study the where is the first failure. So this is for 45. And also another large deformation to show very high speed in the soft rock, the burst. The rock mechanics traditionally, textbook always tell us the soft rock as a bursting, the rock bursting happened in the soft rock. But in our laboratory, to have a testing system to prove that the soft rock also can have a rock burst if the depth is deep enough. The burst also can be happen, violent. So following, we give 3 examples for horizontal beddings in the weak rock and vertical beddings, and also the vertical parallel to the free surface. And to show that the different structure, different bedding orientation have the different rock burst mode. So this is a very interesting result. And this equipment was created in 2004. And the first rock burst tested successfully in 2006. So we look for the testing result. So this is we take the 2 types of samples, and one sample from the top is a sandstone, another sample from a core. So for sandstone, we give different beddings: the horizontal beddings, the sandstone, the vertical beddings parallel to the free surfaces. We can look first the horizontal beddings. You can burst happen at the top, and you can see the vertical the burst happen at the middle part of a side wall, and we can see the beddings parallel to the free surface. So the burst happened completely at whole surfaces. So this is a knowledge from the testing result. And also about the core. This is just a simulation of the execution. And then the energy released suddenly from the free surface. This free surface is created by the execution. So this is a core burst. And this is energy release process. We recorded during the testing process. You can see this first beginning, only very little energy release, and finally the burst happened. The moment the burst happened, the energy is very large. So this is a testing result. And for these researchers, we published many papers, but only the 6 papers to listed in the top 25 hottest articles in international magazine. And next point we focused on is about the failure nature, the nature of the failure for soft rock. We use molecular dynamics to give several simulation. First simulation, you know for the kaolinite. The kaolinite is one important type of clay minerals. Clay minerals is a key part of soft rock. So we studied the kaolinite. Kaolinite is the layers, the structure. And we do the first the attention, and this compressive in this way. The 3 modules for that, and this is shear about the kaolinite, and to build it is a molecular model, different logics. And this is nature of the coordinate. This is a research condition, and after O was a bond between O and H is very hard to break. According to research, we know that. But for those two kind of bonds, the Benko studied in 2001, and for those three types of bonds between atoms, no any researched. So we pay attention to research those three types of bonds. So this is the first research for the attention to the coordinate minerals. You can for this model, you can look at this is just like the curve we do it for test in the laboratory. This is a computer simulation. You know, this is a failure. What caused the failure? What reasons caused the failure? So we have an analysis. The large deformation, large strain. You know, at the beginning, there's a very small strain. And here is a larger strain to make the bonds broken. To here, the more and more bonds are broken. So, what caused the failure? The numbers of bonds, broken bonds become more and more to those extent, and then failure. So here is a failure, just like sigma c that point. So the numbers at the beginning, the less numbers now, but enough numbers of broken bonds to induce the failure. So this is the nature of the failure. So this is a process of simulation. Another, we do the test about the compressive, simulation about the compressive test. You see it's very similar with that in the testing world, in laboratory. This is in computer, but similar with laboratory test. You see also the large deformation to induce the bonds broken. So this is a result. And also enough numbers of broken bonds to make the failure. Yeah. So this is a process of bonds failure. And another important behavior is to research the shear. So very interesting is that the layers between different layers have a shear. The first layer, the second layer, and layer one by one to shear. So also the number of the broken bonds to show another regulations. So we research the soft rock. The purpose is that how to control the large deformation in the soft rock terminals. So from our studies, we know that large deformation caused by the stress variation due to the excavation. If no any excavation, no large deformation, no deformation. So deformation closely related to the excavation. So excavation induces stresses of variation in the surroundings, and then the soft rock have a large deformation. So large deformation and stress variation, the execution is a key point. So another key point is that how to have a recovery of the original stress level by using new material. If we have a new material, new support technology, can make the original stress level have the recovery after the execution. This is a key point. Yeah. So that's our understanding. What is a new material can make these purposes? The new material is a so-called NPR material, created in our laboratory in 2006. The two generations of NPR materials in our laboratory are as follows. First generation NPR with a macro NPR structure created in 2009. And second generation NPR boat, that is NPR steel, created in 2016. Following, we give a general introduction about the NPR material. NPR material can have an ability to bear the large deformation even 1 meter. So that's a very good point. And I should give some concept about the PR and NPR. This is the PR effect in tensile test. The tensile property is basic properties of mechanics for the steel. And in 1829, the person do this test, and he found the phenomenon. When we do the tensile test, the diameter becomes smaller and smaller and then broken. So this is his studies at that time. And what is NPR? NPR means negative percent ratio. Yeah. Logically to say, the PR phenomenon is for tension tensile, the diameter becomes smaller and smaller and then broken. But what is NPR? NPR means if we do the test for tensile and the diameter not becomes smaller, it becomes larger. So this material can be called the NPR material. That means negative percent ratio material. In 1982, the Ashba is a professor in the Cambridge. He firstly proposed the NPR material and the NPR structure. And in 1987, Lakes gave another structure about NPR. And Lakes, who is a professor in Columbia University in America, the NPR, he gave an NPR structure just like this. You can see for tension test, you can see here that become larger and larger, not become smaller. So this concept is very clear. If you have this structure, a negative NPR structure, those material can bear the large deformation. You can imagine that, you can think that all of collapse in the engineering, in the tunnel, induced by the material broken. If material still doesn't broken, no any collapse. So before collapse, the material of steel broken first. If we have a material can bear the large deformation, so collapse will be disappeared. So this is thinking about it. And a lot of people to studied the NPR material after 1982. But unfortunately, there is no any products for the industrial application. So what we want to use is a product. So in 2006, we created the NPR structure, and we take an element in red part. The structure just like this one. If we do the tensile test, you can know that here the diameter become larger and larger. So according to this structure, we developed the 3 products. Those products can bear the large deformation even 1,000 millimeters. And we get the patent from American and Japan. Why? Because the American and Japan research NPR very good. So firstly, we got the patent from those 2 countries. So this is a comparison result between traditionally PR material and newly NPR material. You see, you may know that the Canada compound can bear the large deformation of the 100 and even 150. And this is all Australia, Rofax, the boat, can bear the large deformations of 300 millimeters. But those two materials belong to the percent ratio. It's very expensive. It's very good, the material. But for ours, this is NPR. NPR can bear the large deformation even 1 meter, and also the high strength. So this is a comparison result. And in 2006, we make the second generation NPR steel. The steel shows that this is a traditional common steel boat. You can see the string, this is the string. The common steel yield, the string is about the 3 to 5%. This is very small. And so if we use a common boat, the large deformation happens, the broken first and then collapse second. So those materials couldn't stop the large deformation. And you can see this is a yield platform. And you can see the 3 products. Those NPR products, firstly, the yield platform disappeared. So this is very important. Another important factor is that the string can reach the 37% and 58% and 68%. So this is a large, can bear the large deformation. So this is a new product. When it broken, no any other views, the diameter not become the smaller. So it can happen in these parameters. String can reach 20 to 68. The percent ratio is near 0. So this is but for common material, you know that the 0.3, 0.5, just like that. But for ampere points ratio, they're near to 0. That means when the moment the material ampere are broken, not obvious necking. So this is very different from the traditional one. So how to use the new material to control the large deformation for soft rock. So this is the principle of a control by ampere cable. And as you know that when before execution, we know at a location of a tunnel, we have a surrounding stress level. We can measure it. The stress level can be measured, sigma 1, sigma 2, sigma 3. According to that, we give a circular here, and hemicirculars here, and according to Moore theorem. And if the execution after this is the state of stresses before execution, and after execution, the stress is sigma 3 to be 0. So the Hamming-Moore cycle to be very close to the failure. And another executive fact is that in the stress in this way, the 2 times original one. So this is 2 times of another. So here, state of stresses make the failure. So this is very important. And this is a failure principle. How to control? We give a pre-stress for support. By using support, we give a sigma 3. It's better. It's better to have a recovery of a sigma 3. Sorry. To give a sigma 3 to be here, and also to if the sigma 3 to be the original one, maybe sigma 1, not the concentration, maybe from here to here to here. So here is stable. So I think this is a principle for control by ampere cable. Ampere cable can make very high pre-stress instead of a sigma 3. For common material, you can't. If you give a very high pre-stress, deformation happen, broken. But for this one, for ampere, doesn't matter. You can give very high pre-stress level. If the deformation happened, he can bear the large deformation. So if we keep the highest pre-stress here, maybe can create a safe state. So this is a principle. So the ampere cable is very important. So case 1, if we change it, the PR to the ampere, the different result. And for the museums with internal, this is the trivial, we give a picture. This story happens in 2016 collapse. And if we use the ampere support, the struggle become very much better. Yeah, this is a case 1. And we give a case 2. This is a coma. We choose a sample. And here, The depth is about 1,250 meters. Originally, if we use a PR support, the deformations were very, very large. But if we change it by using NPR support for preliminary state, not the secondary, it's a preliminary state support, you can see is very good. So this is case 2. So in China, because of the microstructure boat have created in the 2006, and to form the production line in 2009. So in China, application for 10 years by using the NPR, and in those places distributed in China, there's so many flags, and here much coal mines to use the NPR material for support. So you can know that 10 years before, a lot of disaster happened. A lot of numbers of died people caused by the disasters. But now the numbers of deaths is become smaller and smaller. 10 years before, each year, more than 1,000 people died by the disasters. But last year, only 333. Because China, the output of coal the number is very, very large. Each year we have a productivity about 3.5 billion tons. So this is a very large number. So the safety situation become much, much better now. So just due to we use the NPR material. So concluding, the core problem of software engineering is a large deformation. So large deformation is very important for the software. The better understanding for mechanism of large deformation was obtained by using test system. We try to design a lot of testing system to give a test. For the result analysis, we try to understand what is the mechanism of software. The nature of a software failure has been revealed by using the simulation molecular dynamics. So MD is very useful tool to help us to understand the inner core part of the software. So the better countermeasures for control of the large deformation is to use the NPR material. I strongly suggest that to use the NPR material to stop the large deformation. So error collapse due to the large deformation. If we stop the process of the large deformation, yes, error collapse can be stopped. So this is what I want to say. Thank you very much.
According with the level of the stresses, and not with the compressive strength or another parameter. So we said always competent, not weak or strong. Competent means that this is a rock useful for Bueno, la verdad que estamos en presencia de una de las personas más especializadas. Sorry. We are present one of the most distinguished specialists in the subject, so it's a privilege to have you here and again to be a member of our society. So thanks very much, and thank you to all of you. And I think that we have an invitation. Tenemos una invitación para... ¿Quién fue que dijo? Aquí está Florencia. Podemos... We are invited to have a drink in other side of this palace. You are...
Okay.
You want to do it?
Yeah.
Go. Okay. We follow Florencia.
Thank you.
Eh?
How about all of us? 现在高兴了，但是你们都唱